Hi, honey. I just wanted to remind you that Juliet's dance recital is this weekend, and she really wanted you to come and see her. It'll be the first time that she's on a recital as the lead dancer, and she's so looking forward to showing you everything she's learned. I just didn't know if you'd asked your boss yet to take the day off of work. I know that you have to work overtime sometimes, but she is your daughter, and she would love for her dad to see her dancing.
Oh, is that this weekend?
Yes, it starts at about 6 p.m., so it's not until the evening, so if you have any work that you need to do during the day, you should have plenty of time to do it. Is that okay?
Well, actually,
What? What is it?
look, I hate to do this, but I had no clue that it was Juliet's dance recital this weekend, so I agreed to go on a business trip for the company. It'll last all weekend.
What? But I've been telling you about this recital for weeks now. Juliet's been telling you every chance she's got. She's even been practicing for you. You can't not come to it. Is there nothing you can do to come? Surely you can rearrange the meeting or do it on Zoom or something? Or maybe you could get a coworker to go in your place? You just really need to be at your daughter's recital, Darren, as her father.
Look, there's nothing I can do to change it now. I forgot that the recital was this weekend, so I said I could go on this trip. You can't just ask me to change all of these plans last minute. It's simply not possible.
So that's it then? You're just going to abandon your daughter in one of the most important moments of her life?
There's nothing else that I can do.
Fine then. I hope your business trip is worth it. You can break the news to your daughter about why you won't be coming to watch her dance. I'm not going to be the one who disappoints her on your behalf again.
Lily,
Nope. If you want to put work before your own daughter, then you need to be the one to tell her that you're doing that.
fine, I will.
Great. I'm guessing you won't be home for dinner tonight? Again?
It's likely I won't be.
Yeah, I figured as much. Which is why I've only cooked enough for me and Juliet anyway.
Jeez, you make it sound like I'm being a terrible father or something. I'm the one at work here.
You do realize that I work 8 to 4 every day, and then, after that, I look after Juliet for the rest of that time. I talk with her, do fun activities with her, help her with her homework, and just generally be her mom, which I love doing. It's a lot harder than just sitting in an office and then saying that you can't be bothered to make your daughter's dance recital simply because you'd rather go on a business trip.
You know what, Lily? Whatever. I'm doing what's best for my family so that we can have money to live off of.
We've got plenty of money. What Juliet doesn't have is a father. She hardly knows you. Don't you want to spend time with your daughter?
Look, looking after a child is just something I haven't got time for at the minute. That's all it is. My work is very important, so it needs my attention.
Okay, fine. But don't say I didn't warn you when Juliet is suddenly 18 years old and moving out to live on her own at college. The years will fly by, and before you know it, you'll have missed all of the important moments in your daughter's life.
Enough with the mushy rubbish. She's 5. I hardly think she's going to be going out to become a doctor or whatever anytime soon. Now, if you don't mind, you've distracted me from my work long enough.
Very well. I guess I'll see you when I see you.
Hey babe, sorry I'm not in today. I just needed a day off to get ready for our weekend away. Are you all ready?
Oh, definitely. You have no idea how much I've been looking forward to this weekend. We're going to have a very fun time.
Oh, I can't wait. You've not had any trouble convincing your wife where you're going, have you?
No, she's too stupid to figure it out. She thinks that I'm just going on a business trip. She even tried to guilt me into staying by saying that it's Juliet's dance recital this weekend. But honestly, it was either stay and watch a bunch of 5-year-olds, stumble around on stage, or go to a luxury, all-inclusive hotel with you for a weekend getaway. Which one sounds like the best option here, huh?
Well, I'm glad you chose right. Otherwise, I'd have been very upset if I had to go on my own.
Oh, I would have missed this weekend away for the world.
Good to know. I've got to get back to shopping, but I'll see you soon. Tonight, maybe?
Yeah, I told Lily that I'll be working overtime, so I've got a good cover.
Great. Just come on round when you're ready. You know where I live.
I'll be there soon.
Hello, is this Mr. Sinclair?
Yes, this is him. Who, might I ask, is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Lily Jacobs, Darren Jacobs' wife. He works for you. We met at the Christmas party.
Oh, yes, of course, Lily. How may I help you?
Oh, well, I was just wondering if you'd be able to send someone else away on the business trip this weekend. I know Darren is an important member of your team and everything, and that you trust him a lot if the number of business trips he's been sent on is anything to indicate, but he needs to spend time with his family as well. And at the minute, he's too focused on impressing you that he's neglecting us. I know it's a lot to ask on such short notice, but it's his daughter's dance recital this weekend, and I was hoping you could give someone else the job of going on the business trip so that Darren could come and see it. Is there any way that's possible at all?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Jacobs, but I'm not quite sure I'm following you. Did you say that Darren's going away on a business trip this weekend?
Yes, that's right. He told me it was an important meeting that he had to go to.
I'm sorry to say this, but I've not scheduled any business trips for anyone. In fact, the last business trip was 5 months ago, and Darren definitely wasn't on it. We rarely travel too far now, only if the deal really needs to be done in person. Otherwise, we just use Zoom to do all of our meetings.
Hang on, let me get this straight. Darren isn't and hasn't been going on business trips all this time?
I'm afraid not. At least not for my company.
What about the overtime? Surely you've been asking him to do that?
Well, when we have some, sure, but we haven't had any overtime available for the last few months. We're pretty much all caught up with our work, so nobody's required to work overtime to catch up with anything.
I see. Well then, I'm sorry to disturb you so late, sir. I'll be going now. Thank you for humoring me. It's helped me realize quite a few things.
You're more than welcome. I'm just sorry I wasn't able to give you the news you were hoping for.
It's okay. It's not your fault.
Well, if this helps you any, I've seen him getting quite friendly with his secretary at work. A woman called Vanessa. I was gonna admonish him about it, actually, as it's not a proper workplace relationship and it's causing a distraction more than anything.
Vanessa?
Yes, that's right.
Well, thank you for your help, Mr. Sinclair.
It's okay. I hope you're able to sort things out for the better, for yourself and for your daughter.
I'll think of something. Thank you.
Okay, Lily, I'm heading off on my business trip now. You weren't at home, so I couldn't say goodbye, but I don't have the time to wait around.
Yes, I was busy taking Juliet to school.
Oh well, I'm off then. I won't be back for a few days.
Uh-huh. That's fine.
Really? Well, okay then. And you're sure you don't mind?
Not in the slightest.
Well then, I'll see you in a few days. Hey, Lily, is everything okay? You didn't message me the whole time I was away, and you didn't respond to my messages, so I didn't know if something had happened. I'll be home soon, so... How was Juliet's recital? Did she do well? Lily?
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, of course it's me. Who else would it be? Is everything okay? You seem a bit off.
Yes, well, I'm a bit busy at the moment. I don't have time to talk.
Oh, okay, no problem then. I guess I'll talk to you when I get home.
Uh-huh.
See you soon. Lily, I don't want you to panic, but I might be in a little trouble at work.
Oh, how come?
My boss, Mr. Sinclair, has just messaged me saying that he wants to talk to me tomorrow at work over my conduct in the office. He said that things had come to his attention that seriously needed to be addressed concerning me and one of the other workers in my office.
Well, surely it's nothing too serious. I'm sure he won't spend too much time talking with you.
You think?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. You'll have to see what he says tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm just pulling up to the house now, so I'll see you in a second. Lily, what's happened? What's going on? Where's all yours and Juliet's stuff? Why's the house basically been cleaned out? All that's left are the things that I own. How come? Lily, answer me right now.
Oh, well, you see, I know what you've been doing. What your so-called business trip this weekend actually was.
Uh-huh.
You've been caught, Darren, and it doesn't look like things are going to be working out for you.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're on about.
You can drop the act now. I know that you've been cheating on me with your secretary, Vanessa, and that it's been going on for quite a while now. All of those business trips you've been going on, they were really just you sneaking away with your girlfriend.
I can explain.
Save it. I don't want your pitiful explanations. Besides, it's not me that you need to explain yourself to. It's Juliet. She might only be 5 years old, but she's not stupid. She knows that her dad hasn't been around and that he's been very neglectful.
Wait, have you told her anything?
No, of course not. I'm not horrible like that. I'm not going to tell my 5-year-old daughter that her daddy is sleeping with another woman. But it doesn't matter anyway. She hardly knows who you are. When you missed her recital, she didn't even ask about you. That's how little you are involved in her life.
But where have you gone?
We've moved. You don't need to know where for now.
But that's not fair. You can't just leave like that. You especially can't just take Juliet like that without telling me where. I'll get the courts involved.
I've already got the courts involved.
Huh?
Yeah, I knew that even though you don't care about Juliet and you've not been in her life since, well, pretty much since she was born, you'd still try and take full custody of her just to spite me.
I wouldn't.
We both know you would. But it doesn't matter, because I've put together a lot of evidence from over the last few months, showing how you've not been bothered with your daughter at all. You don't spend any time with her, you hardly buy her anything, and let's face it, you never wanted her to begin with.
That's not true. I do spend time with her.
When was the last time you spent any time with her? Precisely.
Hang on, what about that time I took her to the zoo?
I took her to the zoo for her 3rd birthday. You met us there, spent 5 minutes walking around with us, and then left. I hardly count that as bonding.
Children this age never remember anything anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, glad to know you regret not spending time with your daughter.
I had more important things to do.
Like Vanessa?
That's not...
Whatever. I'm done with this conversation anyway. Oh, your boss is a lovely man though. After he realized what you've done, he'd offered to pay for a lovely little trip for me and Juliet to go on and spend some much needed time away together. Honestly, we're having a blast. We've not had this much fun in ages. And now that I don't have to worry about you or what you want, I feel so much more free. I'm honestly looking forward to what the rest of my life brings.
Hang on, you're the one who told my boss?
I didn't tell him anything. I asked if he could let you swap your business trip with someone else, and he told me that he hadn't sent anyone on any business trips. I figured the rest out for myself.
But why does he want to talk to me then?
Otis is very family-oriented. So when he knew that you were cheating on me and leaving your daughter just to have fun with another woman, he was very angry. Legally, he can't do anything about you betraying me, as it is a personal matter. However, fooling around with a coworker and making the workplace volatile is something that he can deal with, seeing as it's his company and all.
That's not fair. I wasn't hurting anyone.
Well, I would say that you're wrong, but I don't think even Juliet cares if you're not around.
Oh God, but what am I gonna do? I don't want to be fired.
Well, that's your problem now. Me and Juliet have some swimming to do. See ya.
No, wait!
After that whole revelation, I took Juliet and moved in with my parents until I was able to get my own apartment for me and Juliet. It was tough going, becoming a single mom and all, but it was for the best. Darren was never around anyway, and I was fed up of coming up with excuses for him to tell our daughter. Juliet seems to be taking the move well, and she's as happy as ever. I divorced Darren and gained full custody of our daughter. If Darren wants to be involved in her life, then I won't stop him. However, I won't let him just walk in and out at his own convenience. Juliet deserves someone to either be there for her properly, or they can stay away and not keep disappointing her. As she gets older, I'll also let her make her own mind up on what she wants to do. After all, he is her dad. As for Darren, the last I heard was that he wasn't fired from his job, but he was demoted and forced to split up with Vanessa as workplace relationships were frowned upon. He now lives all alone in a big empty house, and whilst he might think that it's the best thing to happen to him and that he's free to do what he wants again, I have a feeling that he'll soon come to see everything he's lost.
Hey sis, did you hear about Grandma?
What? No. What's happened?
Well, she's passed away, finally. I thought that old bat would never go.
Ruth, you can't say things like that.
Why not? It's the truth. She was hanging around for ages trying to hold on to all of her stuff. I mean, what was she? Like 102?
She was 76.
Still. Anyway, now that she's gone, we'll finally be getting her will. I think I'm the one who's going to come off better, though. That old bat loved me.
She loved both of us. And to be honest, I don't think now is really the right time to be discussing her will. It is insensitive and just plain wrong. We need to take the appropriate amount of time to mourn her.
Whatever. I don't really care. I just want to know what she's left me. I mean, she was quite loaded, so I can't imagine she'd have left me with— at least, she better have left me with something. Otherwise, I will be extremely angry.
It doesn't matter, Ruth. Grandma was one of the best people I knew, so show her a little bit of respect.
Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I'll just tell you then that Mom will let you know when the funeral is.
Fine. I'll see you there then.
Whatever. Ha ha ha! Guess what, Scarlett? Scarlett.
What, Ruth?
Well, as you probably know, it was Grandma's will reading today. And, oh boy, it was so good. I mean, you probably don't know yet, do you? Because you had to go back to work and all, so you couldn't stay around for the reading. But boy, oh boy, I have got the best deal out of all of this, LOL.
What do you mean? How have you got the best deal or whatever?
Wouldn't you just love—
How have you got the best deal or whatever?
Wouldn't you just love to know, LOL? It's much better than what you got.
What? Look, stop leaving me in suspense and just tell me what you're on about.
Fine, fine. If you really want to know. Grandma left Mom most of her stuff. You know, clothes, shoes, and jewelry, and a little bit of money. And you got an old house in the middle of nowhere, LOL.
And what did you get?
Me? Oh, not much. Just, you know, $20 million.
What?
I know. I mean, how awesome is that?
Since when did Grandma even have $20 million?
I don't know. But what I do know is that I am the best off from this will, and my life has gotten significantly better. I mean, just think of all the amazing things I can now do in my life with this money. If only she had kicked the bucket sooner. I could have had all this money way before now. Oh well, at least I have it now.
Ruth? How could you say that about Grandma?
Because I would rather have the money over Grandma still around.
What?
Do you want to know the first thing I'm going to do with this money?
Not particularly, to be honest.
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. The first thing that I'm going to do is buy myself the biggest, nicest, and most expensive house. Then I'm going to check out my entire wardrobe and then buy all of the most expensive and glassy things I can find. And I doubt it'll even make a dent in my money. This is the best day of my life.
But where did she get all of that money?
Apparently it was something to do with stocks and savings and things like that. I don't really know. And to be honest, I don't care. As long as I get all of her money, I am more than happy.
But what about the rest of us? I mean, what on earth is this house that I've supposedly been left? Where is it? What does it look like? Why have I only got a house and you got all of that money?
It's hilarious, isn't it? Like, you actually put time and effort into knowing Grandma and spending time with her and everything, and yet she still gave me all of her money. I didn't even spend any time with her, and she gave me everything. I just can't believe it.
No, neither can I. Doesn't matter, though. If that is what Grandma wanted to do with her belongings, then that's fine. I'm not going to fight with you over this. She left me what she thought would be what I needed, and I'm not going to get upset over what she decided to leave me in her will.
Well, you say that now, but I've seen a picture of the house that you've been given, and it really isn't the best looking thing. It's basically falling down. I mean, the roof is collapsing in, there's rot in the wood from the looks of it, some of the windows are smashed, and there's just a load of maintenance work that needs doing. It's going to cost you a load of money. If anything, Grandma's left you with a money pit, and you're going to end up losing all of your money trying to fix it.
That can't be true. I mean, she wouldn't do that to me. Would she?
Well, apparently she has, lol. So much for being the good little granddaughter. You thought that the act would get you everything you needed from her, and yet she clearly didn't fall for your act. In fact, from the looks of it, she was incredibly annoyed considering she's left you pretty much nothing.
Well, I'm sure I can make something out of this.
Uh-huh. You keep thinking that. Anyway, I've got a load of money burning a hole in my pocket that I need to go and spend. See ya.
Uh-huh. Hey, Mom. I just finished talking with Ruth, and she said that Grandma left me an old house in her will. What's that all about? I mean, especially considering she left Ruth $20 million.
Oh, sweetie, I know that you're probably quite disappointed at the minute about everything that has happened, but I'm afraid I can't do anything about the will. Believe me, if I could, I would have given myself a little bit more money.
Yeah, but why has Grandma left it all to Ruth? She didn't even like Grandma all that much, and she definitely never visited in all of the years that she was alive. I bet Ruth couldn't even pick Grandma out of a photo with a bunch of other people in it. That's how much she didn't care about her.
Yes, but if it's what your grandmother wanted to do, then we need to respect her wishes.
It's not that I'm not respecting her wishes. I'm just confused is all.
You and me both.
Well, tell me about this house that I've been left then.
Well, apparently it is your grandmother's birth house. She was born there and grew up there. She was born there and grew up there. It's a lovely place, like quite a big farmhouse in the middle of some farmland. The house itself is beautiful and full of space, and there's quite a lot of land that goes with the property as well. Of course, we'll probably need to do a bit of work on the place, as no one has been there in years, but I'm sure it's nothing that you can't handle.
Well, I'm not exactly the richest, you know. Apparently that's all gone to Ruth. So I probably can't even afford to restore it even a little bit.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure something out.
Mom?
Look, I don't know what you want me to do about it. I have enough problems to deal with without adding yours onto them as well. Maybe you could ask your sister for a little bit of money to do the place up. I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
Have you met Ruth? She won't give me a single penny of that money, despite her not needing all of it.
Well then, you better start saving up, shouldn't you? If you want to keep the place and do it out to do it.
But from what you've said, that house is going to take a lot of money to deal with.
Well, yeah, it probably is.
I suppose at least it's a place where I can actually settle down. I mean, I'll finally be able to stop renting and wasting all of my money on tiny, rubbish flats where the landlord can't be bothered to deal with any of the problems that inevitably come up because they can never be bothered to actually keep their houses in a suitable living condition.
Yeah, that should be good. It's nice to know that you're looking on the bright side. Anyway, I've got to go now. I'll talk to you later, sweetie.
Bye, Mom.
So, Mom told me that you're going to move into that house that Grandma left you.
Yeah? So what?
So it's true? You're actually going to move into that run-down piece of garbage?
It might not be the most up-to-date house, but it's got potential. I'm just going to take my time and fix it up as and when I can.
Haha, lol. That's quite hilarious. I mean, here I am with my dream house, which I just bought for $10 million, and there's you, stuck with a falling down shack. You must be so jealous of me. I mean, I would be if I were you.
I'm not jealous of you, Ruth. Money isn't everything, you know. Besides, It's not just the house that Grandma left me, but the land surrounding it as well. Quite a few acres, actually, including woods and even a small lake. I really think that I might have gotten the better end of the deal here.
Uh-huh. You keep telling yourself that if it helps you to feel better. I just wanted you to know that I am about to go on a month-long vacation to Bali with my new boyfriend, Derek. He and I met in this really famous bar. You know, one of those high-end exclusive places. Yeah, we really hit it off, and now we're going to get better and better. Shame yours doesn't.
My life is perfectly fine. In fact, I love my life, and I wouldn't change anything about it. I like the house that Grandma left me, and I think that with a little bit of hard work and dedication, I'll be able to turn it into a lovely place to live. Not to mention that I've also been left quite a bit of land, so I could possibly do some farming or something. I don't know. Perhaps I could set up a little local farm shop or something like that. Either way, you won't make me feel bad for my inheritance. I think it's a much nicer thing than just money. Grandma wanted to make sure that I had somewhere nice to live when she was gone.
Blah, blah, blah. You keep telling yourself that, but we both know that you'd rather have the money over a rundown house any day. But if you want to keep lying to yourself about things, then fine. I've got $10 million to go and spend. See ya.
Goodbye, Ruth.
Scarlett, hey, how are you? I know it's been a few years since we last spoke, but I thought that maybe we should have a catch-up and stuff.
Ruth? Yeah, it's been quite a while. I think I can figure out some time to meet up with you. It would be nice to catch up and see how you're doing.
Great. Then maybe we can meet at that old farmhouse that Grandma left you? That is, if it hasn't completely fallen down by now.
No, it's not fallen down. In fact, I've managed to do it up really nicely. It's my home now.
Your home? Like, you actually live there?
Yeah. It wasn't easy getting it all set up, let me tell you. I had to put a lot of hours and hard work into fixing everything that I could. I also spent a lot of time on YouTube learning how to rebuild a home. LOL.
Hang on. Are you telling me that you actually fixed that house up all by yourself?
Huh? Oh, no. I did what I could to try and save as much money as possible, but I called in professionals when I really needed them. There was no way that I was going to risk trying to do any electrical stuff. I didn't want to burn my home down before I'd had a chance to even live in it. LOL.
I see. So it's all up to scratch now then? Looking as good as new?
Yeah, it looks really good actually. I couldn't be happier with the place. And because Grandma left me the place in her will, I don't actually have to pay any mortgage on it, as it was all paid off already.
Oh, that's great. So I'm guessing that the value of the place has really shot up then?
I guess so. It's certainly worth a lot more now than it was when I first got it.
How much would you say it's worth?
I don't know. Why are you so interested anyway? You have $20 million. I don't think whatever my house is worth is really worth your attention.
Well, you see, I don't actually have that money anymore.
What do you mean you don't have it anymore? What happened?
I spent it all, so now you need to give me half of the money from the house.
Huh? What on earth are you going on about?
You heard me. I spent all of my money.
How have you managed to spend $20 million in 2 years? That should have lasted you a lifetime.
Well, the mortgage on the house I bought was astronomical. Plus, I spent a load of money on things that I simply wanted to do or own. I quit my job because who wouldn't when they were rich? But with no other income, I had money going out and nothing coming in to replace it.
Jeez, Ruth. How could you be so careless?
Whatever. Look, it doesn't matter. All that matters now is that you give me half of the money that the house and the land costs. It's only fair that you share it with me. I mean, with a house that big and all the property done up and the land as well, you could probably sell the place for a few million. Then you can give me half of it.
That's not happening, Ruth.
What? Yes it is. You have to give me that money.
What? Why would I have to do that? You never shared your inheritance money with me. Not only that, but to get the money you're talking about, I would have to sell my house. This is my home. I live here. I'm not going to sell it just to give you money that you don't deserve.
But that's not fair. Grandma gave you a house and only gave me money. Why should you get a stable place to live whilst I have nothing?
You didn't have nothing, Scarlett. You had $20 million. You've just frittered it away like a moron.
I was having fun.
And now you're broke.
If you don't do what I say, then I'm going to sue you. Get that money either way.
Uh-huh. Good luck with that. Though I doubt you actually have anything to go off of. But it'll be funny to see you try to sue me for not giving you my inheritance.
I'll do it. Just you wait and see.
I look forward to it. Now, I'm guessing that you don't actually want to meet up, do you? You just wanted to try and see how much money I've actually got?
No, I don't want to meet up. Why would I want to meet up with someone who won't even share their money with me? I mean, a good sister would. So what does that make you?
It makes me not a fool. Look, I'm not going to sit around and let you try and make me feel guilty simply because you spent all of your money. If you couldn't be sensible enough to invest some or be cautious about how much you were spending, then that's your fault. I'm not going to uproot my entire life to finance your mistakes.
Ugh, you're the worst sister ever.
Uh-huh. Whatever, Ruth. I'm going to go now. Good luck with things.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer. Just wait. I'll get that money.
Goodbye, Ruth. After Ruth tried to make me give her half of my inheritance, I decided to cut her out of my life for a little while. Not permanently, but just long enough to let her calm down and come to realize how crazy her request was. She did try to get lawyers involved, but after hearing what she actually wanted to do, none of them actually took her case on as they knew that there was nothing to her claims. From what I've heard, she's had to get a job again in order to earn some money. Hopefully she'll learn her lesson on how to be more financially sensible, although I doubt it.